Yeah.
This is.
We say more.
Sure it fits me because
Well, let's see.
it doesn't fall off because next time I try to move it, it's falling off.
You can't do it right here.
Oh, I didn't know.
Lord have mercy.
I didn't know.
Come on in, round up, homies. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hello.
You say hi to Dan. You remember Dan now?
Yeah. She better remember me.
Yeah.
We've said hello to each other how many times?
I don't know how many times. How you doing, brother Dan?
Not as good as you, man.
What do you mean? What happened today?
What kind of cake you making?
I'm a one-trick pony, so if you follow my content, tonight we're going to be talking about real estate, me and Dan, real estate, entrepreneurship, holidays. I'm making a 7-up pound cake.
Oh, brother. Okay, explain that to me.
So it doesn't use anything like baking powder or any of that stuff. So I'm going to do all the ingredients tonight. So we got 3 sticks of butter. That's already in the mixer. Already in there, right? What do we have right here, Morgan?
We got the flour.
3 cups flour.
And sugar.
3 cups sugar. And we got our cake pan already powdered there, ready to go into the oven. The oven's preheating now at 350. So I'm going to be making the cake while we talk about this thing we're going to be doing in Washington, D.C., brother.
3 pounds of butter.
3 sticks of butter.
3 sticks of butter. That's like, wait, that's a heart attack waiting to happen, man. But you know what? It just doesn't taste right without it.
What up, Roundup? It's your boy Haskins. I'm here with my friend Daniel Barrero. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. And I got my mini-me, Morgan Haskins, in the building. Sybil, thank you so much for supporting the channel, Sybil. It is good to see you. It's good to see you. Dan, tell me about your day, man. Why you seem so grumpy today, man? You worse than Ron LeGrand.
You know what, man? It's just, it sucks. I mean, everyone's enjoying the holidays, you know, and I'm looking at pictures on social media. Everyone's having a great time. And I'm just trying to get my books closed for the year and close out, you know, renovation jobs that we're on. And I don't have to tell you, man, it's not as glamorous as it appears to be from the outside.
That's right. It isn't. It isn't. It's very, very challenging.
Extremely.
I got a sewer line that's clogged up, and I feel bad for my tenant. Sewer line is just coming right out of the ground, man. It's just terrible, man. You know? It's terrible.
Tell them, you know what? Tell the audience about that, because you and I were discussing that earlier.
Yeah, let's do it. We want to get started. I'll cut this on low. We'll cut this on low so we can get churning. We'll churn our butter. So the butter's gonna be churning. Put it on 1 or 2. So I had a sewer line bust round up. What's up, buddy? Yeah. Okay. So the sewer line, it's been 2 weeks, man. I got an insurance on it, right? So the insurance claim went in. I got a warranty on my sewer line. They said they were going to fix it. They've sent out 5 different contractors to repair the sewer line. And finally, one called me back today, and they're saying that the problem is on the city side. They put a scope down in there to see where the problem was. So the city came out and said it wasn't their problem. So now I got to go back and show the city the video of the sewer line. It's just crazy. Now all the while the lady's sewer line is just coming out in the yard.
And then the tenant probably at this point thinks you're not doing anything to correct it, right? Or not moving fast enough. It's creating a challenging. Say it again.
They've been out there, so she knows that I'm working on it, man. It's a little rough, man. So rough. It's just rough, man. You know, you think being a real estate guy, you got passive income. You go to Hawaii, rent comes in. You don't have to worry about it. Direct deposit. Don't work like that.
No. So, Chris, let's talk about what we're gonna be doing, man.
Yeah, who we got in the building? Trevor, what's up? What up, Trevor? Bernez, Junk Clolet. Hello to you. Hello to you. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Tofurkey Day if you're a vegetarian. Happy Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. So we're going to be going to Washington, D.C. this Saturday. I call my boy up. I'm like, look, man, I'm going to be in D.C. You're going to come down. You're going to come down from Brooklyn. It's going to be real fun. We're going to be doing a lunch and learn. So we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff this weekend. Huh?
Thursday?
This Saturday. This Saturday, 12 o'clock.
So, we did just for the audience some background. Chris and I did a lunch and learn when he was out in Newark. What was it, 2 months ago, Chris? Right? And we originally opened it up to 4 people, and we had like 15 people immediately wanting to go. So we had to actually find a bigger venue, and we didn't want to do more than that because we wanted to keep it intimate. And
Small.
it was so enlightening to see how everyone there, they came prepared with their questions. They came energized. They were there to really network and learn. Um, and I gotta say, a couple of them already purchased their first properties. A couple of them have gotten under contract. They've actually reached out to Chris and I, multiple times, asking us for advice, and which we were both more than happy to give such advice via text or email. So when Chris said, "Dan, what do you think about doing something in DC or Maryland area? Because I'm going to be in that area," I was like, "Yeah, let's try it." Because we're not doing this for the money. We do this because for the love and passion.
Yeah, the thing of it is, I'm learning, Daniel, that
Like the print.
go ahead and pour some in. Don't use your hands. Take it and I pour it in. First thing we do is pour some sugar in. I'm learning that, Daniel, a lot of people don't have the Daniel Barrero on speed dial like I do. Go 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 go. Why don't you get a spoon and drop it in there? A lot of people don't have a Daniel Barrero on speed dial, man, and I think a lot of what I've seen, a lot of people that work full time, they don't want to run this stuff, these ideas, concepts, perspectives, strategies by their coworkers. They want to have somebody that's in the field doing it so they can get a perspective that's a winning perspective.
Right.
So we want to provide that sounding board, man. I got to tell you, Dan, the stuff I run by you, the stuff that you spit out, man, is just, it's priceless. That's good, man.
Oh, what about the stuff you spit out? I mean, that's a true two-way track, because it's times I come across situations that I'm familiar with, but I don't have the expertise that you have. Like, with the deed in lieu and land trust, and I'll call you up and you break it down, boom, 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 and you even send me documents that I may need. So it's where we both practice real estate, but we both actually practice it in different segments of the market. So and that's the wonderful thing, I think, that happened at the last Learn and Luncheon, was that we were able to cover an array of subject matters because of our different expertise.
Okay, more sugar.
Yep, from private money to landlording to construction to land investing itself. Dump it on there, boy. Dump it on there, bro.
Yeah, even how you should set up your LLC, tax implications we were discussing. We were able to give referrals to people.
Oh yeah,
where they would finding leads and where they could actually get certain things done. Apps that they should be using, depending on what the question was that was presented. So by all means, this is a wonderful opportunity, an opportunity I wish I had available to me when I first started. And what I really enjoy most, Chris, is when you see that light go on, right? Like, we saw the light go on so many of those people that attended the last one. Like, you could just it just hit, boom, damn. And you just saw the light go on. It's like, wait a minute, this is not that difficult.
That's
and
right.
It isn't. This is not a difficult business. It depends on how you handle problems is what makes it difficult.
Yeah, the thing is, so my thing is one-on-one, being that sounding board, and I think I'm going to talk to Dan about setting up a mastermind where we actually meet once a month on a Zoom. I think it's just needed in the marketplace, man. I think I talked to 3 people over this week, Dan. They were like, Chris, and I'm not saying I'm any better, worse, smarter, whatever. They just wanted to say, look, I'm doing ABCD. What do you think about what do you think about F? You know, and I remember those days, Dan, not having a single solitary soul to call when I'm getting ready to make $100,000 decision. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? It's very intimidating, brother.
It is, and you know, the other thing, Chris, we need to point this out. I just thought about this. Is the opportunity that we're affording people to be in a room with like-minded people like themselves that want to advance. And everyone in that room the last time were at different stages of their careers. And everyone in that room had different aspirations and risk tolerance, but they were all talking to each other. And you see how they all started networking, and they were, exchanging emails and exchanging phone numbers, and they've increased their network, which, and I know we've heard this thousands of times, and it might sound like a cliche, but the adjective that when you increase your network, excuse me, you're excuse me, you're increasing your net worth every time you increase your network. So, and it's so true. And case in point, Chris and I met at the Volt conference in 2019, where we were paying $5,000 or $6,000 for a ticket. Yeah. So, and since then, we've not only become, we become friends. I consider Chris my friend. Right.
Yeah, not only that, we make money together, we bounce ideas off, networking. And it ain't just about us, y'all. The gold is going to people that are in there. I only want winners. It's going to be 2022. I'm like, I'm done, man. If you're not willing to sacrifice a few dollars for your future, why am I sacrifice my time to help you? What? I promise you, those are the dudes that I paid to help me. That's the same same thing they did to me. You're not willing to pay, put the money up to learn something. And it's nothing personal. And I don't want to offend anybody. At the end of the day, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, why do you want to take our time?
Right. And it's a very minimal payment. Tell them how much it is, man.
Yeah, so $275. A couple of tanks of gas is going to get you in the door. The location is undisclosed because I don't want people showing up. I want winners only. I'm telling you, that last one we did, all winners. There was other entrepreneurs, dude that owned a hair salon. One lady was doing modeling stuff. Other investors, all winners. And I'm like, you know what? We may be onto something with this thing, man.
Yeah, no, the lady was she owned a home beauty salon. There was a guy there who was getting his master's degree in real estate management from Rutgers University. There was actually another person there that was a wholesaler.
That's right.
So he had a lot of experience actually. So there was another person who had just left the Navy, and he was starting he just started a pressure washing business, and he was accumulating property while he was doing the business, using the proceeds from his pressure washing business. So there were people from all walks of life there, at different stages of the game. I wouldn't call it the game, at different stages of their real estate careers. And what I was most proud of, Chris, is how everybody there was collaborating with each other.
That's the thing. When you're in the market, it's like, where are these people hiding? I really believe that the winners, even for me, we be hiding. I don't need to be found. I'm right here. I'm grinding. I'm working.
That's right.
I'm grinding. So this is where Dan's gonna be. You get his undivided attention. You get to ask him whatever. Yeah, 1 or 2 is cool. I'm making a 7-up pound cake, y'all. This is my cake. I do 2 a year. Thanksgiving, and this is Morgan doing all the work in the background. We're here talking about a lunch and learn. We'll be in Washington, D.C. All the details are on the video below. I'll tell you what. The lunch is we're paying $70.
We're losing you, Chris.
Losing me. Yeah, my internet's going down. My internet's unstable.
What time is it?
It's 5:30. I'm still gone, Dan?
Yeah, you're coming in slow movement.
Oh no.
Internet.
I feel like that commercial, that Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's saying my internet's bad. Let me go get my cable real quick.
You just broke up, Chris.
Oh, it's a lot.
Morgan, can you hear me, Morgan?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. How's that cake coming along, Morgan?
What's that?
How's that cake coming along?
Good.
Still waiting for your dad?
Yep.
If you guys have any questions, or if you want to, the link is literally right below. On once you click on that link, you'll get the email with the address. It's going to be in the DC area, close to Cadman Yards. The restaurant is going to be, got incredible ratings. The food is going to be off the hook. And it's going to be for 3 hours. Chris Haskins and I will be essentially, we'll have an agenda of items that we're going to be discussing. And, we're going to give everyone the opportunity to ask whatever questions they have in reference to those, that agenda. And then, of course, we're going to open up to take, the entire floor to any other questions that you guys may have, or concerns, or, think challenges that you may be facing as real estate investors, whether they be financing. It's irrelevant, whatever that question is. Chris and I will be answering that.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to get plugged in. My internet is off and on.
And remember, everyone, I've been doing this since 1989. Chris has been doing this since 2004. You're going to have in that room an immense amount of years of experience. Actually, my brother David will also be there, Chris.
Okay, he's coming too.
Yeah, and David's been my partner since 1989. So,
Sweet.
You're going to have 3 people in the room there to share our knowledge, our experiences since 1989 and 2004.
Yeah. So round up, that link is in the video description. Not only do we want to provide you an opportunity just to come and learn, but really the goal is going to be the people that are there. I remember when I used to be back hanging out in the club. If we went to a party, it was an expensive party. The caliber of people there are a lot different. So the caliber of people that come to these things, people that they're serious about their business, they're serious about networking, they're serious about making new connections, and about making money, man.
Absolutely.
Yep. So that's it, Dan. I don't know if anything else we're going to be going over, man. So the link's in the video, y'all. All the information is there this Saturday at 12 o'clock. And it's going to be in the Washington, D.C. area right by the National Harbor. We will give you the location once you're all signed up. And it'll be an honor to hang out with you.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's the people that have already signed up. They're sending me emails and texting. And
that's right. We only have a few seats left. That's right.
A couple of them are like really like I could feel the excitement coming through the emails or and the text messages. So by all means, the link is below, guys. We're only doing 15 people, and we're doing that intentionally to keep it intimate, so that we could actually get to everyone's concerns and questions and challenges. Good, Chris?
Yeah. Dan, I want to ask you about, what do you recommend for my sewer situation?
Man, I don't know how. Every municipality is different. When you're confronted with situations, some are better than others. I would actually go down there with the actual video. I wouldn't try doing this over the phone. Including, every community has something equivalent to what they call a community. Well, they call it here a community board. In certain areas they call it assembly board. I would even get the community board involved with this, because the community board has a lot more leverage than you do. When they swing that hammer, it comes down with a lot more power. So I would even get the community board involved.
Dan, how much more time I got with you? I got questions I just want to be asking you, man.
Go ahead, brother.
Tell me about transactions. Tell me about people that are thinking about transactions only. I want to know your opinion on that. I forgot. I'm making this cake, y'all. So it's Happy Thanksgiving. I'm really hanging out with my daughter. I got Dan Barrero on the line, man. It's like a dream, right? Tell me about people with transactions as opposed to, because I know for me, I thought I could transact my way to being wealthy. What's your opinion on wealth versus management versus transaction?
So when you're saying transactions, I'm assuming you're talking about fix and flips, right?
Yeah, anything that requires you to get in and out, fix and flip, wholesale, and whatever.
So listen, I love fix and flips, and you and I have done them, and we've made a lot of money with it. But the reality is that's not going to create generational wealth. Generational wealth. The real generational wealth comes from the long term hold, comes from the cash flow as of the long term holds. So I've always used my fix and flips or transaction deals to generate the down payments that I need to purchase those long term holds. Sometimes it'll generate so much cash that I'll buy those long term holds in all cash deals, subject to nothing, because it gives me better buying power or negotiating power. And then after I renovate it, I'll go refinance it at 65% loan value. So, fix and flips are great. Wholesaling is great. They're difficult to get good numbers on in this market right now.
Yeah.
But if you have that availability to you, I would highly recommend it. But remember, your name is attached to that property after you sell it forever. So if you're gonna do fix and flips, do it right.
Yeah. Well, Dan, I remember when I was with Patrick Bet David, he goes, Chris, earning money is offense, managing money is defense. What do you think about that, Dan? I'm putting in my 1 cup of 7-Up, y'all. 1 cup of 7-Up.
One.
Earning money is, what did he say?
He said, because I asked him about managing money versus earning it. He was like, man, I'm not even thinking about earning.
So he's just managing.
Yeah, because he was like, this channel did $1 million over the last 2 months.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you saying that, having that conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think you could get to the defensive part of managing money until you earn a substantial amount of earning it first. So you don't have a choice but to go on the offense, and then eventually you get to the point that you're playing a defensive position. But you can't start a defensive position because you're not. At the end of the day, there is no game won just playing defense. You got to put points on the board, and that's where the offense comes, which is the earning side.
Listen, you guys got Dan Barrero on here. We got a question. Will you come to Indiana, Michigan, or Illinois this year? We are Dan and I are putting our heads together. We want this. I would love to just say once a month, I'm going wherever.
Yeah, Chris and I would really, if we could get good turnouts, yes, we will. But they have to be a solid 15 to 20 people to make it, so that it'll at least pay for our travel expenses.
I think that would be fun, Dan. Like, look, I'll meet you in Indiana, Michigan. I think Illinois would be. Illinois will be. We got enough people up there, I'm sure.
Yeah, in Chicago, I got a lot of people, a lot of followers in Chicago, and yeah.
Barnes, thank you. Yep, thank you. Get your questions in. You got Dan Burrell, man. The guy been doing this since '89. I'm telling y'all, dude's solid. Does a free training every. Tell him about your free training on Wednesdays, Dan.
So every Wednesday, actually, Chris has been on there several times. Actually, Chris will just stop in every once in a while, and I'll call him out. He's like, "Man, I just want to listen, man. I don't want to talk." But I can't have Chris not talk with all his experience and those pearl white teeth of his. Look at how smile. There he goes. So, yeah, it's every Wednesday night. All you got to do is sign up at my website, usalandventures.com, or you could just sign up. You go to just type in my name, Daniel Barrero, JR, .com, Daniel Barrero, JR.com. I do a free mentorship every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do have some really interesting guests. Chris has been on twice or 3 times, actually, as a guest. And we cover real serious topics, especially if you're new to the game, right?
One more.
So,
You can
or
start.
new to the industry. So last week's topic was how to vet a property manager and what questions you should be asking and how to make sure that those questions, the way they answer those questions, are actually legitimate questions. They are legitimate, and then they're not just running, telling you everything you want to hear versus what the reality is. And that was supposed to be a 45-minute session and went on for an hour and a half because the questions just kept coming at my brother and I, and they were thought out questions. They were really good, constructive questions. So I kind of felt guilty not staying on. Yeah, so I had to stay on for that hour and a half because they were really good questions.
Yeah, but Dan, your perspective. It's just an honor to always work with you. And I like talking to you because you do focus on transactions, but from my experience, and I used to hear this coming up, I would always hear the old guys say, long term, long term. I used to be like, man, I'm trying to get this money. I ain't worried about getting on long term.
Yeah, well, because when you're first coming up, you worried about the money, right? But but the real money, Chris, you and I have had this discussion countless times. Guys, the real money's in the long term home, and I'll give you an example. Not that I'm bragging, but this is the reality.
Let it out.
My brother and I bought our first property in 1989 for $72,000.
Wow.
We've probably it's a pre-war construction in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. 2-family house. We still own the property. Back then that was a lot of money for us. In addition to
a lot of money today,
the interest rate was at 18% through Greenpoint Savings Bank. I'll never forget them. With 6 points. So, but we managed to put that property on the contract for $72,000. We renovated it. We've probably got a total of no more than $300,000 into the property, $350,000 over all the years. And that property's worth over $2.5 million.
Holy cow. Do you ever borrow against that stuff, Dan?
Say that again?
Do you ever borrow against that stuff?
Once. So what we did was I learned very well. It's not that I learned. We had a plan, and the plan was we were going to refinance the property for exactly what we had into the property and take all of our initial investment back out. And we never refinance it after that.
Good.
One thing I'd like to share with your audience. The other thing we did was we made one extra payment per year. And guys, I can't stress this enough. If you have a 30-year mortgage and you make one payment extra per year, you reduce your 30-year mortgage to 23 years.
Let's show them.
I hope you guys caught that. You make one extra payment per year. On a 30-year mortgage, you will reduce your mortgage by 7 years.
Yeah. That's big. You know, it took me a long time to realize.
You're breaking up, Chris.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. Well, baby, it's the internet's going out. Be going through. Wait a minute, Dan. I got my connection in here.
No problem. So, guys, one extra payment. If it's a 20-year mortgage, I don't know the exact numbers. I know with the 30-year, but I think it will reduce it to something like 18 years, rather 12 years. So, sacrifice and make that extra payment. So if your payment is $1,200 a month for simplistic terms, and you pay $100 more per month, you will reduce on the 30-year mortgage your mortgage by 7 years down to 23 years.
I think count that, Dan. Am I still breaking up?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I guess my internet's done. Yeah. Hey, you pay all the money for the internet. I can't get it to work. Internet is no good.
Oh, it's better now, Chris.
I can still see that it's no good here. Yeah. I think people discount. No, almost all of it. Pour it out of the thing. 1 second, y'all. Gotta get now we're in the final stages. Pouring in the 7-Up, getting ready to do the final whip. That's good. Do a little more in a minute. I think people discount. I did some videos. Yeah, woman. No. One or two. People discount the fact that time is your secret weapon when it comes to real estate. Over time, you make those payments, Dan. I mean, it's just like magic. Your mortgages just disappear.
They disappear, and it's all solid cash flow. Again, there's guys out there that just will leverage everything, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what your risk tolerance allows, and there's a plan for it. It's just been my experience that every downturn, every severe downturn, those are the guys that suffer the most.
They get taken out.
Yeah.
You know, if we're, I'm reading a book. Let me show you this book I'm reading. It's called Own Your Freedom, right? And the guy, a big premise in here is, I don't necessarily teach guys how to go out there and win in a good market. I don't necessarily teach that. I teach guys how to maintain in a bad market, you know, and that really hit me hard when I'm like, damn, I never even thought about that, Dan. You know, nobody says I'm working on here, so when it turns, I'm gonna be good. I mean, now I think about that, but I didn't think about that years ago.
So he's playing defense, right? He's managing his money with that statement, like Patrick David was saying. You know, it's funny, Chris. When I was before 2008, I'd be in circles with other investors, and these guys were like growing leaps and bounds, and buying this big property, buying that big property. And my brother and I were constantly reevaluating our strategy to the point where it was not on a month or quarterly basis, almost on an everyday basis, because we saw everyone else, getting bigger so much quicker. And, but it just still made no sense to me because they were leveraging themselves on everything they had to the hilt.
Tell me where you were at mentally as you were watching that, Dan, because all of us have that meet two perspective.
It took a lot of discipline not to follow the herd. A lot of discipline, and it also, you question yourself, and you question your plan, and you question your business aptitude, and you start questioning, well, maybe my idea is wrong. Thank God we stayed the course, because in 2008, when the market crashed and everybody was losing properties, we didn't lose any, and we were still making money.
Good for you, Dan. That's something.
Yeah, but I'm not going to kid you, Chris. There was a lot of doubt going through my mind prior to 2008 if I was doing this the right way.
What?
No, that was it.
Yeah, I think a lot of us we get blindsided or tunnel vision when it comes to transactions. And I'm not a big teacher of wholesaling. I do wholesaling. But I just think that the real estate industry, there's just so much more to know, man. It's just so much, we don't get in this business to create a job for it. I was in the book, the dude was talk about another guy where he's doing all these wholesale deals, 10, 20 deals a month, and he was miserable because he had to manage the team.
Right.
You can't do those type of numbers without a team.
Right. Yeah. Listen, again, transaction deals are great, but use them to purchase your cash flow, your long-term holds.
There you go, Dan.
That's where your real generational wealth will come from.
Yep. What am I making? Layla. We're making our 7-up pound cake, y'all. 7-up pound cake tonight is my one-trick pony, so we'll put it in the oven in a minute. 3 sticks of butter, 3 cups flour, 3 cups sugar. The final ingredient is your lemon extract. We'll put that in, then we'll throw it into the oven, and we'll let Dan get out of here in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with me, Dan.
No, thank you. And let's just give another shout out to, where we're going to be on Saturday.
That's right. This Saturday, the link is in the video description. Roundup. We would love to meet you. Only winners. This Saturday in the Washington, D.C. area, we're going to be doing another lunch and learn where we invite a few people, 15 only. We have a few more seats left. We're going to pay for your lunch. $275. You get to come out and hang out with Dan and me for 3 hours. We're going to be doing training. The biggest asset to this is networking. Being able to talk to other people about your deals. What's up?
And in an intimate setting, because it's only going to be 15 people, plus Chris and I, of course. Oh, and my brother David will be there. and my brother's been my partner since 1989. So you essentially have 3 people with I don't even know how many years of experience that is, Chris. What would that be?
80 years.
80 years of experience between the 3 of us.
I should have called you about this sewer line thing, man. But let me ask you, do you have sewer line insurance? Because down here they have a company that allows us to pay.
Yeah, we do in New York City. I got to tell you the truth, I've never used it ever.
You always just get it in there?
No, I've never had an issue with any of the sewers, because the reality is this, guys. When I do my renovations, I try to buy the worst property in the worst block, rather on the best block, right?
What do you mean by
And
that?
I usually do a full gut, and in part of that full gut is replacing all the water mains as well as all the sewer lines going directly to the stacks in the street. Because I don't want to deal with problems. That's when we do full guts, we do everything so that we do not have to deal with a major problem for the next 30 years.
You're doing everything.
Yeah, and we do it right. So it doesn't surprise me that I don't have any sewer or problems at all.
That's sweet, man. Even on long-term holes, you're doing that too? Well, you got much older sewer lines than I got up here.
Yeah, so we replace them because, remember, I'm in the city in Brooklyn, New York, and City, New York. These houses, some of them over 100 years old.
Yeah,
I think Nelson Torres had a question. I saw something pop
Is
up.
there a question there? I didn't see it. Anybody got questions for Dan Barrero? If you're going through anything, no, I don't see anything on here.
Cool. So listen, guys, join us. The link is below. It's also in our Instagram bios.
Oh, he said he said I'm making coquito. I don't know. What is that, Dan? That's something y'all do?
Oh, yeah, coquito. That's it's a Puerto Rican eggnog with rum in it. But our kitchens look like that when we're making coquito.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, smells so good. So this weekend, y'all, Saturday, I'm gonna come into Washington, D.C. I'm coming from Virginia Beach. Dan coming down from Brooklyn. So utilize this time. Utilize this time for the holidays when you have a little downtime to come plug into a system, to a networking crew, people that are gonna be forward thinking. For me, I love surrounding myself. I don't know if I told you this, Dan, but if you don't have the right people around you, I chose to buy my friends. I don't want to no disrespect to anybody, but I'm like, look, I paid a way to get into these rooms, so I'm around these guys. I'm like, how you doing? My name's Chris. Nice to meet you. Because the current circle, the circle that I had before, wasn't challenging me, so I'm like, look, I'm gonna pay some money. I'm going to these seminars, going to these trainings, going to these conferences, going to these networking events to be with the people that I want to be around.
I've never looked at it that way, Chris, but essentially that's what it is. You're buying your friends. But the difference is you're buying friends that are actually going to motivate you and help you get to the next level.
I ain't mad at it, man. I told my wife, I'm like, look, man, this has been years ago. I'll never forget my wife's like, Chris, you got to get around some better people. I'm like, how do I do it? You got to buy them. And I don't feel ashamed for it, and I don't want you to feel bad, because if you ain't spending no money to get in these rooms, you're not going to create the relationships that you need.
Yeah, Chris and I, we just came back from another conference, the Volt conference. What was it? May, right? Was that in May?
No, it was September, bro.
The Volt conference was in September?
Yeah, we just down there 2 months ago.
Oh, it doesn't seem that long. Well, okay. But I mean, what do we spend on those tickets, Chris? $6,000?
There you go, $6,000.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't see the link. Who is that? Hold up. The link is in the video description. Simone, you may have to refresh your page. Are newbies allowed? Absolutely. I encourage newbies to come. I love
Please come. Yes.
I love newbies because they have the energy. They have the foresight to get out there and get started now. Like, let me ask you, Dan, when I meet a newbie, right? They want to talk to me about X or Y. I'm like, I don't even want to do that no more. But with you have this new, it's fresh, it's hot. So you give us that life, like, because we enjoy still doing some of it. We're just so burned down with doing everything
Right.
Some things aren't exciting anymore. You get that way too, Dan?
I do, because I love when I'm talking to newbies and they actually like when it clicks that they're understanding what I'm saying in reference to a specific subject matter. The light goes on. You can see the light in their eyes go on, and you're like, "Damn, I got him!" Like, great.
I
Like,
remember how that felt too, Dan.
yeah, it's unbelievable. But what's really interesting, Chris, and tell me if this happens to you, is how these newbies are coming up because they're younger than we are, and how they've embraced technology as a result of growing up with the technology. How they're actually teaching me how to apply certain applications, new apps, or new websites. So yeah, I welcome newbies because, believe it or not, I actually learn myself from newbies. They bring a whole new dynamic to the business.
Whole new perspective. I love it, Dan. And then is the energy too. I'm like, when they learn something new, we might have been doing a strategy for so long, we might have completely forgot about it.
Exactly.
And then they see it. I'm like, you know what? I never even thought about it like that.
That's right. That's right.
Man, that's good.
So guys, yes, newbies are welcome. I love the fact if a newbie comes in, because I remember it being very intimidating walking into a room with guys or people that were in a profession that I wanted to achieve in, and they were at a higher level.
Yeah.
And I remember it being extremely intimidating, but the reality was they were not being intimidating. It was in my mind. It was my wrong perspective.
You intimidate yourself.
I was intimidating myself because of the lack of confidence. So, you have Chris and I and my brother will be there. We want you to come. We want you to ask questions. We want to see you succeed, because in your success, we're living vicariously through your success as well.
That's right. That's right. I'm getting ready to take this out of the thing, Dan, so you can see it real quick.
Yo, it was. I didn't think I was going to stay the whole time while you were making that cake, but yeah, you kicking butt with that.
I've been making these cakes since I was like her age. So I'll show you how it looks. Let me show you.
Since you were Morgan's age. How old are you now, Morgan?
What do you say?
How old are you?
I'm 9.
9 years old. And she don't have 1 ounce of shyness when it comes to the camera.
She's going to be on this camera, man. She's going to blow this camera up. All right, so you got it out. This is how it looks. We're getting ready to pour it out into the pan. The aroma. Right, Morgan? All right, so you swirl it around. I'll pour it out. Y'all ready, y'all? You take it. Swirl it out. So you pour it out. Hit it. Okay, hold on. Did he do it, man?
Yeah.
That looks good, man.
Man.
You know what? I expect to have a slice of that on Saturday, bro.
Yeah, you know her. I gotta make one for her. My wife's sister. I usually have to make 2 or 3 of these things.
Yeah, no, you're gonna. If I stayed here and watched this, you need to bring me a slice at the least, and I'm gonna remind you about that too. I'm definitely gonna remind you.
Man, this thing is for my grandmother's recipe here. So guys, just like this cake here, we want to help you make a cake of your future in the real estate business. Put all the ingredients in. If you miss one, you gotta have them all. Wholesaling is just one ingredient. One ingredient. A lot of people think, oh, I'm a wholesale for the rest of my life. You don't want to be 70, 80 years old wholesaling bills. I promise you.
No. You want cash flow when you're 70 and 80.
Yeah, you know what? Oh my Lord. So here you go, Morgan.
You want to be able to sleep at night knowing that, you're making money because rent is due.
That's right. So we'll put this thing in the oven for an hour. We'll cook it at 350. Gotta drop it and get the bubbles out. Get all the air bubbles out, y'all. Drop it in the oven. Alexa, set timer for 60 minutes. I'll come back on. Dan probably won't come back on with me, but I'll come back on in an hour to show you what the cake looks like. And we'll see you this weekend. Who is that? What's the name of the book? Oh, that book. It's called Own Your Freedom. Own Your Freedom. This is by Dan Kennedy, one of my mentors, and David Phelps. I don't even know if it's available. This is crazy, Dan. I was in the room with the author. So I went to this training last month, right? He's like, yeah, I just finished the book. You guys want a copy? Here you go. He gives us all the free copy of the book. And he wrote this with Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy is like the godfather of direct marketing.
So I want your audience to take a note of pick up that book one more time, Chris. Do you turn it to the side a little bit where you have your tabs? Do you see those tabs? That's telling you that he's reading the actual book. He's not just reading the book; he's making notes for himself.
Let's see what I marked here. I don't even know. Making your active income your overall philosophy can only get you so far in life. That was one of the little things I highlighted, and I put a thing there. That's why I wanted to ask you about active income flipping, because I consider flipping active income. Right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
So this book has got me thinking. His whole thing is you need to get your unearned income up. The second to last stage in entrepreneurship is skilled entrepreneur who is adding skill set on top of skill set. On top of marketing, they're adding investing, they're adding leadership, they're adding human resources, and much more. Becoming a business leader to orchestrate the culture of your company, which allows you to do little of the business work. Entrepreneurs are instead responsible for putting the right people, the right culture, and the right systems and processes in place. There's another one. So these are just notes.
Okay, so I wanted to point that out because when we read books, Chris and I, we're not just reading the book for the sake of reading it. We're reading the book and we actually go back and read it again. That was sometime or another. But in any event, again, join us. We're doing this on this Saturday in the DC area. You will get the name of the restaurant once you've signed up because we don't want people showing up at the last minute.
Winners only.
Right. And so again, the link is below. It's also in my Instagram bio at USA Land Ventures. Join us. There's only a few seats left.
That's right. Roundup. I look forward to seeing you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Much love to you and your family. You too, Dan.
Likewise, man.
Get registered up. The link is in the video description this Saturday in the harbor. What's it called? National Harbor area of Washington, D.C. and Virginia and all that stuff. So,
is that by Cadman Plaza, Cadman Yards, I assume?
Is it by Cadman Yards, man? I don't think so. National Harbor is right on 95.
Oh, okay. Then we're good. Take care, everyone.
The link's in the video description. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.